Hey guys, it's Sam here. We're back with another episode of The Real Deal.
I'm Nick.
And I'm Julia.
And I'm Thomas from Atlas Visual Design.
And welcome back to another episode. Like I just said, today we have little replacement filler. We're missing our friend Naz. And Thomas, who happens to be our in-house photographer and videographer here at the Fern G team. So welcome, Thomas, and thanks for joining us.
Thank you. Thank you for having me.
Thanks for coming on.
So I'm going to get into it because I know a lot about you, and I think it would be great for everyone else to get to know you because we've made some great content together over the last couple of months. So tell us a little bit about yourself, where you're from, what do you do, and why you got into this.
Yeah, so I'm from Toronto. How I got into real estate media. So I've always kind of been interested in like photography. I was actually like a nature photographer, I guess you could say. I would always go on like hikes and like just take snapshots off my phone. Like one time I was like, you know what, screw it. I took like some photography classes in high school. I was like, I'm just gonna get the exact same camera I had in high school because I already know how to use it. I'm like, it'll be take better photos when I'm out there. So I got one of those and then got some photography photos, nature, this and that. And then I was like, you know what, I think I want to get a drone, try to get some like aerial shots of like lakes and things like this. So yeah, I got like a little DJI Mini when they first came out with that one because you didn't need like a license or anything for that. And then while I had that, I was like, you know what? I could probably make like some side money with this thing. I was like, I don't really know how or like what really.
It always starts like that. Yeah. I don't know what I'm doing.
So what were you doing at the time? Were you?
So yeah, I was in school for architecture at Humber. That was like right when kind of COVID hit and like things were like a little bit weird. They were kind of closing classes down. Things were online. So yeah, it was definitely like a weird period. And I was just like, I need to make a little side money here. You know what I mean? Like school was like a little bit like online. And then, I don't know, it was just, I just didn't really like it that much. Like I just couldn't, I don't know, I couldn't really focus like online being at home. Like I would always be watching like a YouTube video or something. Like I would have one monitor, like, you know, something and then another monitor with something else. So yeah, after that, I threw an ad out on Kijiji, like $5 a photo. Or like, yeah, something like super cheap just to see if there was like something out there. Just like throwing out like, you know, a line out there, I guess. Like honestly, immediately, I was just like with a couple of buddies. I was like, you know what, like fuck it, like I'm just gonna throw something out there, see if I can get.
So you have to do it.
Yeah, and then like literally like instantly, somebody hit me up from it was Ara Khan actually, who's like bigger real estate agent now, I guess.
Oh yeah.
So yeah, he hit me up like immediately, and I was like telling my buddies, I was like, yo, look, like I'm gonna be huge, buddy, like look at this, like I'm gonna make so much money, $5 a photo. And yeah, he hit me up, and then I went out to one of his sites. It was like a pre-con for a commercial unit. I took some like quick just drone photos, like nothing too crazy. And while I was there, he was like, oh, like, do you want to take some like interior shots? And I had the camera on me. Like, didn't know anything about real estate photography. Didn't even know like about this genre of like photography, anything really. I was just like, fuck yeah, I could do it. Like, what the hell? Like I went in there, no tripod, nothing, just like a basic DSLR with like the kit lens. Oh my God. Went in there, I took like a couple of shots and like, they were horrible. Like now that I look back at them, I'm like so embarrassed I even did that. But like, whatever.
You have to start somewhere. Honestly,
exactly,
it was the fact that you had the confidence to get in there, number one, and show up. That's half of the process, I think. The rest, like, you figure out.
Yeah.
For me, that's more the impressive part. The fact that you were able to actually show up, regardless of you having the full capacity of skills to complete the job. Right? Yeah. It was the fact that you did it, and then it opened so many doors for you after that.
For sure, yeah. Like to be honest, when I first started like doing this kind of thing, like I would not know how to do anything. Like this was like the first shoot, so I would like while I was there, I was like googling like best angles for like real estate photography, and like yeah, like it was definitely like a funny experience. But hey, he liked the photos. They came out okay for him. And then like right after that, he was like, hey, like I got a house, come by for like next week or something. I was like super amped. I was like, for sure, let's go, let's do it. Like right after that, I remember I went to go buy like a wide angle lens or something. And then I did the next property with him, got like a little bit better with it. Still wasn't like 100%. That was only my second shoot. Did some drone photos for him. And yeah, and then since then, kind of expanded how many services I'm offering. So now I don't just do real estate photography. It's videography, drone videography, 360 tours, the social media stuff. I'm sure you're aware of that for sure.
Content creation,
yeah.
Might I add, I hope it's not $5 a photo anymore.
Not $5
No,
anymore, that's for sure. Yeah.
No. The service is up, so the price is up.
For sure, yeah.
Your subscription has expired.
You get for what you pay for. You get what you
Yeah,
pay
even,
for.
even with the $5, like I remember, cause like he even knew, he was like, this guy doesn't, like he's still like fresh, like he's still very young. He gave me extra money too, and like that's what kind of like I was like, damn, like I can make some like decent money. It was like $150, I think. Like I was like, I can make like a ton of money off this, and got like super excited about it, and like yeah.
That was the motivation you needed, though. Like it's
Mhm.
all just someone to give you the opportunity to say, hey, this is a start.
For sure.
And then, how many years have you been doing this now?
So I've been doing this for over 3 years now.
And what's your like client base look like?
Yeah, so I have a bunch of real estate agents I'm working with. I don't just do real estate either anymore, so I've kind of expanded the business to be in other things as well. So I'm trying to mainly do real estate and then construction, like construction marketing and media and stuff like that, because there really isn't too many companies I feel like that are tackling that side.
Yeah.
And there's so many construction guys that like I see in day and out, because I kind of came from a construction background as well myself.
Yeah.
That like they'll take like a quick before picture, quick after picture, and like they'll just throw it on Instagram before and after.
Mm-hmm.
And like they could be so much more and better than that. And like I feel like that's a huge market that's like yet to be tapped into.
So like now that you've been doing this for a while, producing content for a lot of people, what's the outcome you've seen in terms of like the results they're getting out of good quality content? Because I've personally seen differences in myself. I know Julia, Nick can speak to this too.
Mm-hmm.
The difference between just putting garbage out there and then putting quality out there.
For sure, yeah. I think it's like a huge lead generator too, because you're talking, let's say you're creating a piece of content that has some sort of, like it has like something that somebody could relate to. I think that's huge, because somebody sees that and they see that you took the time and effort to actually kind of like make a script and get like proper video done. They're gonna be like, damn, like, you know why I feel that, let me like message this person and then like, you know, like see where this goes to. Whereas if it's like not to say that it's bad, but like if somebody just on their phone like, hey, like back again, here's this one, I feel like it's a big difference. And like it's big, I think. Yeah.
The response is definitely different.
Mhm.
Like I know just off some of the studies we've done with our videos, right? Like whatever you film that's not the best quality,
It doesn't do well.
right? And then whatever's good quality always is so much better, right?
It's
Mhm.
true.
And like you
It's
could
true.
really see like when you have the lighting out and like you have like a proper camera setup and everything like that, like somebody's taking the time to do that, and like they're paying money to do that as well. So they're spending money on their business and their like front end and like their how they look to people, and like that really shows that you're taking the time and care about that.
It's a level of care, right? If you're gonna take the time and film videos of, I don't know, any kind of content, just educating your crowd, you're gonna take the time to spend that money on my listing or spend that money driving me around, taking me to see properties and invest back into me, right? You want to make sure you're working with someone. In your case, you're constantly producing top quality content, right? So you want to make sure that turnaround is coming back to you.
For
Referral
sure.
business, other people seeing that, people clicking to your page. So it's powerful.
sure,
Good content is powerful.
Exactly. And like you were saying too, like this is a lot of referral business. Like a lot of the business I get is through referrals and everything like that. So you really want to push out the highest quality stuff to possibly, because you never know who that might end up with. Like, you know, you never know who that's gonna get DM'd to, and like they're gonna be like, damn, like okay, maybe I'm gonna hit this person up.
Like,
Yeah.
who did
And
that video? I like that video.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah.
Right?
It's always like tracking back to where it came from, right? So there's power in social media. There's power in producing good photos. Hey, look, even MLS photos, you can tell right away when you're looking through photos, this guy got a photographer, this guy didn't, right?
Exactly.
So again, going back to that level of care, that investment into your business. And I personally believe working with a photographer, videographer, someone who can help you create content. My job isn't to create content. My job is to sell your property for top dollar. So, but I have someone on my team who's going to do that, right?
Exactly.
That's
Yeah.
where Thomas comes in.
On that note, we actually have Thomas on, like, with the Fern G team as a platinum partner. So whenever you work with the Fern G team, you have Thomas on your side too, which is something that like we're really proud to have Thomas. on
Added
our
value,
team. Yeah.
always adding that value.
Thank you. Appreciate it. Yeah, very happy to be a part of the team as well.
Thomas, okay, so going back to you more, maybe you can tell us why you find this so, like, why is this your passion? I know you started in architecture and now you're doing this more as your focus, and you can maybe tell us a little bit about your long-term plan and where you see yourself maybe five to 10 years from now.
For sure, yeah. So I definitely, like the whole thing of Atlas visual design is because we actually have like another part of the business as well that's like architectural rendering, floor plans and like stuff like that. So
Ties in.
it ties into this as well, yeah. So eventually, like my business partner is getting his BCIN, so it's like almost like an architect, like you can stamp your own drawings. So we want to do kind of that side of the business as well. So that's kind of like what I'm really passionate about. I like the architecture, the design, the build, and then like the after, like architecture. There's a quote that it's really seen through the photographer, because if you look through a magazine, you're looking at like Architectural Digest, you're seeing what the photography sees, right? And I feel like those two kind of go hand in hand. So eventually I see us kind of doing the rendering and like the visualization, and then the design of that as well. So designing it all the way from like pretty much floor plans to actually like getting it built kind of thing, and then to the selling part. So that's ideally that's kind of where I see the business going, is that we'll be like a one-stop shop for
so
like.
Essentially, you'll have that architectural firm aspect to your business, which is awesome.
For sure, yeah.
Okay, so that's the long-term plan.
Very cool.
Very cool. So in terms of setting up the foundation, if somebody wanted to get into content creation, or maybe even start, if they're a new realtor or someone who's never filmed videos, maybe where's a good starting point? What's some advice you can offer people if they wanted to either start filming videos for themselves or start creating content in some way?
For sure, yeah. I think you just got to go out there and do it.
It's true. It's true.
Yeah, I think that's really what it is.
Best way to
man.
put it, straight up.
Yeah,
Get out there, get off
Start
your
with some
ass.
nature photos, right?
Exactly. Yeah, start with nature photography, work your way up, man. You'll get there.
Yeah.
But yeah, no, I think honestly, YouTube is like, it's been critical for me, man. Like YouTube University, like that's literally what I do, man. Like everything I've pretty much learned about like this business has been like, I've bought like one course, and to be honest, like I wouldn't say that did really as much as YouTube does. So I think taking the time and like really putting in the effort and watching like tutorials and watching those kind of videos really gets your mind in the game kind of thing of how to create content, good quality content. So I think that's crucial. And then honestly just getting out there and doing it, because if you're not actually like putting your money, or putting where the mouth, sorry,
Putting your money where your
Where your
mouth
mouth
is.
is.
yeah, exactly.
Yes,
That's
it's
the
a tongue
phrase I'm looking
twister.
for. Exactly.
Yeah.
Yeah, I think that if you're not doing that, then you're not going to really get
So
there.
true.
Yeah.
No,
Yeah.
no, I agree with that.
Self-taught.
Self-taught.
That's
Yeah.
amazing.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm. Like I took a few photography courses in like high school and stuff, but like it really didn't like, even when I was doing it, I never would have thought, like if my teacher was watching this right now, if they were looking at it, they would be like mind blown, because I like
Can teach them a couple of things, I'm
yeah,
sure.
exactly, yeah.
Take this
Honestly.
back to them if you're
Honestly,
watching
one day,
this.
One day I'm gonna go back to them and be like, look what I made, man. They're gonna be so happy.
Yeah. Look what you built, right? Like
Yeah.
this takes time, it takes energy, and it takes the effort, because it's sales, right? It's sales, like you're selling yourself, your passion, and what you're driving every day. So it's the same with what we're doing. You're a business owner, you're an entrepreneur, and you got to put yourself out there every day and make that network and those connections in order to
Exactly,
get
yeah.
yourself to where you want to be.
But it's awesome how
Yeah.
it like, started from like a high school photography class.
Yeah, literally.
Like,
Yeah.
No, right? And like I think a lot of younger people need to hear that you can start with something that's your passion and blow it up. Like whatever you went to school for, you don't necessarily ever need to use. Like I have a degree in criminology. Like I'm the opposite of that. We're not using that, but like you have to just find your passion and let it fuel you at the end of the day. Like
For sure.
And I
And
think
for
you
sure.
speak to
that's what
that
you're doing. And I think a lot of the work that
majorly.
you're doing with a lot of different realtors, like I've seen a lot of, not just like everyone's content that I've seen you produce, is it's speaking to everyone's unique brand, and you're part of that, which is really awesome to see.
Yeah, it feels good too. Like when the actual like final photo was done or the video's done, and like you actually get to watch it back, you're like, damn, like I was doing that. You know
The
what I mean?
finished
Like,
product, yeah, that's
It's
always
really
the best
cool.
feeling. Yeah.
And then, like the best I think honestly is when you go to like, cause I do like I think the listing photography is my favorite out of everything I do. Like I don't know why. It's just like I love the photography, and like going from like a house that's maybe not the nicest looking house, and like you know the lighting isn't that great, and then like you look at the final photos, you're like, damn, like I made this. Like you know I made this look good. Like you know what I mean? Like that's always the nicest.
No, Thomas, we've taken some spaces and like completely
So
changed
this
it
goes
up.
into my next question for you. So what are some, I guess, the do's and don'ts of, I guess, real estate photography? Because like Sam said, you
Key
see some of
question,
these
yeah.
MLS listings and these pictures, there's like dirty underwear on the bed. You know what I mean?
Yeah,
You
yeah,
can
yeah.
tell
So,
off the
For
bat.
sure, yeah.
Or some like horror stories, I guess.
Oh man, yeah, I've had some horror stories for sure.
Remember the bugs in the base?
Yeah, that was a funny one for sure.
We're not gonna tell that
story
one.
was like, don't go in. I look back, I'm like, are we going in?
What are we doing here?
Yeah, no, you definitely want to have the place clean, because like no matter what, like I can try my best to edit stuff, but like if there's like the floors aren't clean, the windows are dirty,
You're gonna see that.
you're gonna see that no matter what. And like it kind of shows like even like the real estate agent that they don't care as well, that like the place wasn't clean properly. Other than that, like there's not really too many don'ts, I believe. I think yeah, definitely get somebody to get out there and do your photography for
No,
you.
but you're pretty good, because every time we go to a property and there's stuff around, you're like, Sam, get that out of the way.
For sure.
Move
yeah,
this here.
For sure.
This. So I'm behind Thomas holding stuff
Yeah,
in my
oh, yeah.
hands or pushing stuff behind us.
Tucked in the corner
I'm
holding
like,
stuff.
Well, you
Yeah.
see when you come through the lens, right?
Yeah,
sure,
exactly.
Through it.
Yeah.
For sure.
And this and this even goes back to like realtors too, as part of their job and working
gonna
in the
say
best
job.
interest of their clients.
Mhm.
Like if the bed is undone and you got dirty underwear on the bed and
For
shit
sure,
all
yeah,
over the
definitely a
place,
no.
It's bad.
Yeah.
what are you doing?
Guys,
Yeah.
cats. There was 3 cats in a photo I saw the other day. Get your cats out of the picture. Like, I don't know why they're there.
That happens to me all the time. That there'll be like a dog following me. I'm like trying to set up the tripod. I'm like, you gotta move, you gotta move. But no, I think like the worst one for me was I remember I went to like this one condo, and the guy hit me up. I was like, can you go like today? Like I need this like right away. Da da da. And I was like, all right, I'll be there as soon as possible. This and that. And like these people were not ready. Like I don't even think the guy told me like them I was even gonna come or anything. They were like so surprised. It was like a Sunday. They're like watching TV, like literally just like chilling out. Guys there with like a t-shirt off, like just in shorts. I'm like, hey, how's it going?
Shoot your house now.
Yeah,
Take
exactly.
pictures.
Was
I'm
it a
gonna take
rental?
pictures. I think it was a rental, probably.
It's definitely
yeah.
a rental.
And like the place was just so dirty. Like the kitchen was just like dirty dishes everywhere, like just dingy. And like the worst part, like I'll always tell my friends about this too. Like there was literally garlic, like crushed up garlic, like peels and everything on their bedside, like on like their bedside table thing.
They got vampires in the house.
Like Vlad lives
I
there.
don't know what that was about, but I remember looking at that and I was just like, damn, I wish this might be like the last time I worked for this agent. I was like, damn, this is brutal. Like, yeah, that was. Even just,
Was
like,
it
the smell.
Halloween?
No,
Was
was
it a
like,
full
no,
moon?
man, like nothing. Like, it was such a weird like experience. That was
That's hilarious.
definitely the roughest experience I had.
Yeah, no. Did you throw the socks away after?
Oh,
Always.
I didn't touch anything. I literally didn't
No,
touch
no,
anything.
you take your socks off at the door
yeah,
before you walk
for
into
sure,
your house
for
and you
sure.
put them in the garbage.
Those are throwaways.
Clothes, burn your socks.
Oh,
Everything
man.
gets peeled off.
Yeah, for sure. I'm gonna start bringing like a pair of slippers now, for real.
No, socks are disposable. That's what I say
Yeah,
because
exactly. Yeah.
in those situations, don't walk through
I'm
your
pretty
house.
sure I honestly did too. I'm like 90% sure I actually did that too. It's funny you said that.
Yeah.
You had to, man.
I've definitely said them for like throw your socks away if you're ever in like dirty space.
Yeah, man. That was a trip.
Nick has it good. You keep your shoes on for your showings.
Oh, yeah.
Commercial, yeah.
You know,
He's like, I don't understand what you guys are saying. I have nice socks on every day. Okay, so I think we're almost at our last question, unless you have anything to add. This is my favorite question of the day. Everybody's favorite question.
drum roll.
Thomas, what makes you the real deal? What makes Atlas as well the real deal? Because it's your business, but obviously you're carrying your business too. So
For sure. Yeah, so I believe we're the real deal for sure because everything we do, we strive to do it the best. Like a lot of these real estate photographers nowadays, you see that they're going out there, they're just taking some quick snaps and they're getting right out of there. They're not really like spending the time and like they're most of the time offloading or offshoring those editing to like somewhere overseas. They're only caring about really just like how many places can I get done in one day. So for them, it's definitely like quantity over quality, and I'm kind of taking like a different approach for mine, like my kind of business and everything. I definitely would rather spend like a lot more time in-house doing it and like doing it properly and learning the best ways to do it rather than just like doing like 5 shoots a day. I'd rather just do 1 shoot a day,
Totally.
get it done properly, and then like have a really nice product to find like to give to the client. And I think that's where a lot of people like in this industry kind of go wrong as well. Not to say that doesn't have its benefits, because it definitely does. Like you're gonna get some quality photos from offshoring as well, but you're not really like learning the methods of like architectural or interior photography. Because really, like it's almost like an art to be honest. Like you have to go in, you have to know how to light places properly. You gotta know how to do window pulls. You gotta know how to like really compose a photo.
all in the angles.
It's in the angles, yeah. It's in the composure of how you should use the rule of thirds and a lot of stuff that goes with it. And I think a lot of these people will just run in,
Take a couple pics.
yeah, a couple pics, and then get out of there, send it off, and then get it the next day and like be happy with it. But like, I think, I don't. That's not like my style, and that's definitely what I don't want to do. And I think that's why we definitely different than the competition. And I feel like every time I do something, I'm learning stuff as well. So I'm always striving to be better in this business and my photography, my videography, everything. And like I'll even go back and I'll re-edit photos from before to see how I've like changed and how I've learned. And I think that's like really crucial in this business as well. You gotta like really learn with everything you're doing.
Yeah, and
That's awesome.
that goes back to every like all industries, right? You said something really key there, that you rather have quality over quantity of
for sure.
business, right? Because you want to make sure that you're giving that service to every single person, and
Exactly. Yeah.
and that was the gold. That was the golden nugget right there. I think that's what makes you the real deal, in my opinion. You are the real deal, but that was gold. Like that's something you can apply in any situation. You want to be the
Agreed.
best, yes, but you want to have quality of clientele who are willing to pay for your services and that you want to work for, because at the end of the day, it's about building long-term business, and you're here for the long haul, right? So
For sure, yeah. And there's a lot of people like that too, where like, they know, like there are a lot of companies I've seen through this 3 years, like I've been doing this, that like they'll pop up, do like a bunch of cool shoots, but then like they'll quickly fall off. And I feel like it's because they're not really like taking that time and like building up their clientele, and like I said, quantity over quality, right?
giving it the focus,
Yeah, so that's what they choose.
So Thomas, before we ended here, for those looking to upskill their real estate media and photography game, how can they get a hold of you, contact you?
For sure, yeah. You can visit my website, atlasvisualdesigninc.com, or you can email me, info@atlasvisualdesign.com. Message me, email me. I'm available pretty much whenever. And yeah, we can definitely
follow
set
him on
something
Instagram.
up. Instagram, LinkedIn, everything really. Yeah, Atlas Visual Design Inc.
I'll be sure to put everything in the description.
For sure. Thank you.
Follow below. Okay, guys. Well, I think that's a wrap.
Yeah. Thank you for coming on.
Yeah, thank you guys for having
Thank
me.
you for
I
joining
appreciate it.
us.
How did
Thank
it
you.
feel before we go? How did it feel to be on this side of the camera?
So different, dude.
Fantastic
so different.
question.
I've never really done this before. I'm not even gonna lie. I was like mad nervous before I came in here and everything. I was like kind of
Sweating,
rehearsing.
like-
For sure.
Now you don't
Just,
we go
just to
through.
tell the listeners and
Oh, man.
audience here, so we got 3 cameras set up today and a couple lights, and this is even different
Yeah,
for
you
us.
could
So
see
this is
the
a little
other side.
overwhelming for us too, by the way.
Yeah, man. Definitely a lot different being on this side. Yeah,
Did you enjoy it?
for sure.
Good
Yeah.
feeling, good
Feel
vibes,
Yeah,
good
yeah,
energy.
For sure. Appreciate it.
Okay, well, hopefully we'll see more of you on the other side of the camera then
For
soon.
sure.
Until
And
next
that's a
time, guys,
wrap.
that's the real deal.
That's the
Thanks,
real
guys.
deal.